and Maple Grove's going to have it.
Right out in front, they score!
Welcome to our first Sports Jam for the winter season. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. Today on the show, plenty of hockey and basketball highlights, plus gymnastics. And we'll meet a girls basketball star from Osseo in our Sports Jam Spotlight.
And we'll lead the show off with girls basketball from the Breakdown Tip-Off Classic. The Park Center girls won the past two Class 3A state titles, but move up to 4A this season. Chris Vanderhyde and the Pirates meeting a good St. Michael-Albertville squad at the Breakdown. Danielle Schaub with a nice hesitation dribble gets into the lane to score for a 19-12 Park Center lead. After a night's turnover, Jada Buford brings it up court and puts on the brakes to score on the short shot. The Pirates go up by 10. Megan Dubois passes ahead a bit too far, but Asia Michael runs it down, who saves it to Schaub, who scores 2 of her 14 points. PC leads 32-25. But St. Michael puts together a run to close the first half and start the second. Kitri Zeza's 3 gives the Knights a 1-point lead early in the second half. Park Center keeps scoring, though. Michaela Hayes nets 2 of her team-high 15 points to tie it at 42-42. Schaub drives and dishes to Buford for the 3 from the corner. Park Center goes up by 5. This time Schaub goes to the other corner to Ann Simonette for 3 more. Park Center wins a good one, 66-59. In other girls games at the Breakdown, number 1 Hopkins beats Elk River 78-62. Hopkins 8th grader Paige Becker scores 22 points, making 6 of 7 threes. Osseo beats Eden Prairie 56-44. Azaria Reed with a double-double, 10 points and 11 rebounds, will meet the Orioles' Kiara Russell later in our Sports Jam Spotlight. And Maple Grove top Roseville 60-57 in 3 overtimes. Mackenzie Barta with 21 points to lead the Crimson. And in one of 4 boys games played at the Breakdown, Hopkins routs Des Moines Hoover High 93-70. Amir Coffey with 32 points and 15 rebounds. Vinny Shahid adds 27 for Hopkins. The Royals are now 5-0.
2 days earlier, the Hopkins girls played on the road against a team that should be pretty good this season, Champlin Park. Rebels were playing their season opener as they hosted top-ranked Hopkins. And early in the first half, the Rebels' Amanda Pollard hits a quick catch-and-shoot 3-pointer to pull Champlin Park within a point. Nia Holly drives from the wing for Hopkins, drops the pass off to Ashley Bates for 2 of her 11 points. Royals lead 14-9. Nice pass by Erica Hicks to a cutting Lydia Brecht for a Rebels layup. They keep it close, down 17-11. The Royals pull away from there. Paige Beckers goes around the screen, penetrates, hits the floater in the lane. Hopkins up 31-15. And not much to cheer about for the Rebels. Evelyn Knox with the steal. She'll take it all the way down court, dumps it off. Dee Dee Winston hits it. And it's Hopkins up 42-15 at halftime. Second half, Beckers in transition for Hopkins. Hits an open Delayla Shakolas for a layup. Hopkins goes on to win big at Champlin Park, 74-36. The Maple Grove girls basketball team didn't choose a light load in non-conference play. The Crimson opened the season against the number 2 team in 4A, Minnetonka, last Thursday night. Hannah Hedstrom driving, kicking it out to Grace Allens for a skipper's 3. They're up 19-4. The Crimson chips away, though. Allie Schmidt, nice move underneath. The lead is cut to 24-17. But Minnetonka rebuilds that lead. Hedstrom, nice drive. She'll hit the scoop shot plus a foul. 39-22 Skippers at halftime. Lizzie Odegaard drives with the left hand and hits the hook shot for a 43-22 Tonka lead early in the second half. Hedstrom sets up a wide-open Courtney Fredrickson, and she'll nail a 3. Minnetonka wins big over Maple Grove, 69-45, the final. The high school gymnastics season is underway. Champlin Park is a defending Northwest Suburban Conference champion, and they met a solid Park Center team in the Rebels' first meet of the season. It's the second meet for the Pirates. Park Center sophomore Haley Illy is a 2-time state competitor. She scored a 9.4 on the vault to lead PC. Her top vault score all of last year was 9.5. Champlin Park's 7th grader Cheney New, fresh out of club gymnastics, was dynamite on the vault, scoring a 9.45 to win the event. New also won the uneven bars. She scored a 9.275 on her way to winning the all-round title for the meet. Maddie Clausen had the top scores for Park Center in both the bars and the beam. She earned a 9.025 mark on the balance beam for the Pirates. Champlin Park's Taylor Gukin scored the Rebels' top mark on the floor exercise with a 9.225. Champlin Park wins the meet 136.7 to 131.95. Both teams will be at the Champlin Park Luau meet this Saturday afternoon. And Anoka J champion Saturday at the Maple Grove Invitational Wrestling Tournament. The host Crimson finished 6th out of 12 teams, and they will take on Osseo this Friday.
That's right. I'll be at Osseo for that one. You'll be able to see that one right here on Channel 12. Still to come on Sports Jam, boys basketball highlights, including the season opener for Champlin Park. Welcome back to Sports Jam, and time to talk boys basketball.
Champlin Park went all the way to the state championship game in 4A last season. Rebels opened the 2015-2016 campaign on the road against Armstrong. The Falcons build an early lead. Julia Alade to the wing, and he cuts the post up. Alade, a nice up and under move to make it 14-6 Armstrong. Champlin Park battles back. McKinley Wright with a shot fake, and he drives by the defender for the layup. And the Rebels go up 20-18. Nice ball rotation for the Falcons, and Race Thompson is open for a three-pointer. He nets 27 on the night. The Falcons trail by 5 at the half. Champlin Park shakes the rust off of an opening game. Great passing here. Chris Davis, the assist on the inside hoop from Mello Atkins. The Rebels lead 42-31. Armstrong isn't done. On the press, Isaiah Rollins gets the steal, feeds Chance Bowen, who scores to bring the Falcons back to within 3. It's tight down the stretch. Aaron Klepner drives to score for Champlin Park, and Armstrong pushes it right back. True Thompson misses the floater, but his brother Race hammers the rebound in. Champlin Park, though, pulls out a close one over Armstrong, 61-59.
Maple Grove is also coming off a strong season, and the Crimson should be even better this winter. They hosted Andover in their season opener, and the Crimson start fast. Brad Davison with the steal. He sets up Teron Pickford on the break for the hoop and foul, and it's 16-5 Grove. He scores 17. Jack Hutchison leads the break here and finds Ryan Bredensteiner cutting to the basket. He gives Maple Grove an 18-8 lead. Taiwan Pickford with a great look underneath to Jared Martinson for the easy bucket for the Crimson. And Davison drives hard, draws the foul, and scores here for Maple Grove. Taiwan Pickford zips past the Huskies defense, scores with the left hand, and is fouled. Maple Grove leads 53-27 at halftime. They roll to victory 89-69.
The Osseo boys basketball team won its first 2 games in northern Minnesota. The Orioles look to make it 3 in a row in their home opener against Centennial. We pick it up in the second half. Osseo starting to pull away. Dante Jones rebound, goes wire to wire for the basket in the 61-45 lead. Alan Anderson with a quick first step. He explodes to the hoop for the Orioles layup. And then Anderson makes a great steal, and he'll glide in for 2 more points for Osseo. Jones fights hard for this rebound and then sets up John Bezdacek underneath. The Orioles were up by 30. They go on to win big. 82-58 is the final. Jay, I can say that I think all of our teams are going to be pretty good this year in boys basketball. I think improved seasons for Osseo and Park Center, which kind of dropped off last year. Champlin Park Fear won't be quite as strong as last year, but they showed at Armstrong winning a tough road game, but they're still going to be pretty tough. Yeah, they have 3 guys back who played a lot last year, and tough to match the inside-outside duo of Theo John and McKinley Wright. I mean, that's about as good as any team has in the state, and certainly Maple Grove expecting a very good year. I don't see any reason they won't be a very strong team all season long as well. And Armstrong's got some talent, lost that season opener to Wayzata, but again, having some success here early in the season. Yeah, they've been tested a lot early, and I don't think that's a bad thing by any means for them. Well, Maranatha Christian Academy was state runner-up in Class A boys hoops last season. The Mustangs have a very young team this year, and a more experienced Heritage Christian team look to get a rare win over the Mustangs at Heritage. Off the Heritage miss, Maranatha gets out on the break, and talented 8th grader Austin Andrews gets the layup for a 9-8 Mustangs lead.
CJ Woda cuts down the lane and gets the pass for the layup for Heritage, and they go in front. Justin Mason knocks down a rainbow jumper from the top of the key as youthful Maranatha stays close for a while. But turnovers hurt them. Ben Allen steals the pass at half court and sets up Zach Johansson for the layup, and it's 24-16 Eagles. A great sequence for them here. Woda with the big block at one end, and Tanner Scott starts the break to Allen and then over to Johansson for a three. Heritage opens a 15-point halftime lead at 37-22. Woda's having a great early season, averaging about 24 points per game. He nails a tough turnaround from the baseline. Maranatha battles back some, but Heritage wins 70-54, just their second time beating Maranatha in Tim Herman's 13 seasons as Heritage coach.
The Hopkins boys hockey team hosted two teams from northern Minnesota last weekend. Royals hosting the Cloquet Lumberjacks in their classic uniforms on Friday night. First period, Hopkins' Nate Nelson, breakout pass to Jack Sweeney. He'll drop the pass back to Nelson, who shoots and scores. And Hopkins has a 1-0 lead. The next shift, though, the Jacks tie it. The Royals turn it over in their own end, and Dawson Collider fires a shot in for a goal, and it's a 1-1 game after one. Trailing 2-1 in the second period, the Royals tie it. Jesper Hoffman, the shot from the point. Nelson scores on the rebound, and it's a 2-2 game after two periods. Third period, Cole Litzy with good work along the boards for Cloquet, and he'll get the puck out to Dylan Johnson, who roofs the backhander. A pretty goal. It's the game winner for the Lumberjacks as they beat the Royals 3-2. Quentin Carlson was a teacher and hockey coach in Osseo in the 1960s and 70s, but died from an accident in 1977. Now, nearly 40 years later, his contributions to hockey in the area are being recognized. Thursday night before the Orioles varsity game, the West Rink at Osseo, the original sheet of ice there, was named Quentin Carlson Arena. Carlson's daughters helped lead the drive for the memorial, and his grandsons were there to drop a ceremonial first puck. Both play in the Youth Hockey Association. It was a special night for the Carlson family.
Today is a great day for Osseo to bring back the memories of what he stood for and what a great district we have, and the values that Coach William Fino carry are the same my dad did. So we're very excited to be a part of this today and bring him back to the forefront.
I'm excited. I got to grow up playing hockey at this arena and always had a little plaque that I could point to and be proud of my grandpa. And now today to have CQ on the ice and a big sign is really a proud moment for our family.
Well, in honor of the newly renamed rink, the Orioles played their varsity game on that Quentin Carlson rink against the St. Louis Park Orioles. Osseo's Anthony Fetzik fires the shot, and it's not in initially. The goalie can't find it, though, and Max Johnson pokes the loose puck in. Osseo goes up 1-0 midway through the first. St. Louis Park ties it up, though, as Lexi Rebello's pass is tipped in by Willie Basel with 1:17 left in the first. It's a 1-1 game after one. St. Louis Park gets a pair of goals in the second. Bauer and Neudecker walks out front and snaps the shot home, and the Park Orioles lead it 3-1. Osseo does get one more goal in the third, but it's not enough, and St. Louis Park takes this one 6-2. And John, nice to see some recognition for the Carlson family, kind of a pioneer in Osseo hockey.
He really was one of the people that helped build that original sheet of ice there back in 1973. Straight ahead in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a girls basketball star from Osseo who will play major college ball in the future. The Osseo girls basketball team plays its Northwest Suburban Conference opener this Thursday when the Orioles host Park Center. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet the Orioles floor leader who is headed for warmer winters next year. Kiara Russell says she received her first college recruiting letter in 7th grade, her first offer in 9th grade. She finally signed her letter of intent last month to attend Arizona State University, but said the whole recruiting process was a lot to handle.
It was just overwhelming, you know. At first I was like, wow, like really? But then I cut down a few schools.
After narrowing her schools to Minnesota, Wake Forest, and Arizona State, she chose ASU.
I love that they're a great academic school. They have a great alumni system. The campus was outstanding. It was so beautiful. I love the players. They're really welcoming, and then the coaches, just great people.
It's been so much fun to watch her growth. She has just really stepped up her role as a leader on the floor. I think the most special thing about Kiara is that she makes every player on the floor better.
A combo guard, Kiara blends the abilities of a shooting guard while directing the Orioles' offense at the point. But it's her explosive first step on defense that makes Russell a nightmare for opponents.
She's one of the best players that we're going to see all year, and in different situations you got to understand who your opponent is. And she's one of those kids that you have to spend time in practice talking about, you know, hey, this kid will do these things, and we can't let this kid get away with this, and this. And you got to devote time in practice to talk about Kiara Russell. She is as talented as a player as I've ever seen come through this area.
You know, I think it's a combination. I think she's got that natural instinct, but she's also so quick. You know, there are very few kids that could keep up with that first step that she has.
I feel like I have more confidence. I used to not be able to hit a mid-range jump shot for my life, but now I'm starting to use it and develop it into my game, so.
A 3-year starter at Osseo, Russell started at Bloomington Kennedy, where she was a member of the Eagles' 2013 state tournament team. That experience drives Kiara to push the Orioles toward the same goal this winter.
I have a really great connection with them. I know when Ari is going to be right next to me, like I can just pass the ball, like I know where she's going to be. It's really great because I can trust them and they trust me, so it works out perfectly.
There's already one state championship medal in the Russell household, and it belongs to Kiara's brother Cordell. He was a starting linebacker for the state champion Orioles. Having to watch that final game was as hard for Kiara as anything she's done on the basketball court.
Yeah, I had to cover my eyes on the last play. I had to, and I just started praying, and I was like, come on, you can do it. I just covered my eyes, and then they pulled it through. So. Arizona
State reached the Sweet 16 in women's basketball a year ago. Kiara Russell's journey toward that kind of big stage is now underway. She will definitely miss what will be left behind.
I'm excited to go to college, but also I'm sad to leave high school. You know, high school, it created a lot for me, like with recruiting and stuff. So did AAU. So just leaving this behind, it's like, wow, I'm really gonna go to ASU next year.
Kiara is averaging 26.5 points a game through the Orioles' first 4 games this season. Sports Jam returns in a moment as Jay talks basketball with the Wayzata boys.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. It's been a good start, and it should be a great season for the Wayzata boys basketball team. We're joined by a couple of their players today, and also Coach Bryan Schnettler. And we'll start with Johnny Beeninga. And I know you guys obviously have a lot of experience on this team, a lot of guys who played last year. You know, how confident are you about this group this season?
I think we're pretty confident with who we have, and we got everyone coming back, obviously. And I think everyone has a feel of how varsity games go, and everyone kind of knows their role, so I think it really helps for this season for us.
At the end of last year, you guys played in 2 great pressure-packed games, loud crowds and stuff, beat Maple Grove, and then lost to Champlin Park. How much did that help everybody on this team?
It just helped us with playing in that atmosphere. We know how it is. You know, for this year, I think it'll really help us. We're used to playing in games like that, and we got a lot of tough games this year, so I think we'll have some big crowds like that, and I think we'll be ready for it.
In the early games so far this year, do you feel good about what you've seen?
Yeah, I think we've made some big steps so far. I mean, obviously, we haven't played our best every game, but I think going forward, you know, our loss to Lakeville North has helped us, you know, motivate. Coach talked about this week was compete week, and we got after it this week, and we got some tough games coming up, and I think we'll be ready for them.
Speaking of tough games, it's been a very long time since Wayzata beat Hopkins. You got an opportunity to try and do that coming up. Is this the year that it can happen?
You know, we believe that, and you know, we're just going to treat it like any other game, prepare the same. You know, we don't want to treat it any different, and just keep doing what we want to do all year and just keep playing.
All right, good luck the rest of the season, Johnny. Thanks for joining us. And Jack Sowada, your team has an awful lot of good shooters on this team. How key is that to making Wayzata basketball work?
It's really key because we have 5 guys on the floor at any time who can shoot the ball and put the ball in the basket, which really makes it hard on the defenses to try to guard us when everybody can score. And if one person has an off night, that doesn't really affect us as a whole.
I remember early last year there was, you know, a lot of youth on your team, and maybe you guys were somewhat of a surprise. This year, absolutely different. Everybody knows about Wayzata. Is it going to be harder because of that, do you think, or not?
I don't think it'll be harder, but it's going to be a lot different. People have the expectation that we're going to be there with them. We're not a surprise team anymore, but we also have the experience of playing in those big games that we did last year, which will really help us out at the end of the year.
How excited were you guys at the end of the night against Maple Grove last year? Because that was a tremendous performance.
Yeah, that was a great win. We know most of the guys on the team playing them in AAU and other stuff, but it was just a big win. We were really close to Maple Grove, and there were a lot of fans there, and it was a great game.
I remember the last time that you guys beat Hopkins, but it was before all of you players were born. How big of a motivating factor is it to try and beat them?
It's a big motivating factor. We've always had the goal to beat Hopkins, and I believe that this year we can do it. We have a lot of talent this year.
Jack, thanks for joining us, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
And Coach Schnettler, last year, as we said, things were new for a lot of people, including yourself, but how different is it this year, just knowing what you can expect from these guys night in, night out?
It's a lot different. I mean, they're all back, and we're back as a staff, and it makes a huge difference to be not new to the school, too. I was new to the school last year also, and everything's a little more calm this year, not moving as fast, and our guys are a lot more well-prepared, too, which makes a big difference.
Do you challenge them more now that they're all older and know what to expect from you and your staff, too?
I think we did this week. I don't know that we had before that. I think we kind of let a few things go, and after losing to Lakeville North, like Johnny talked about, it was compete week.
How much have you been hearing about, can you beat Hopkins and things like that?
It was one of the first things that everybody has been asking about, and like they said, it's just another game, and whether we haven't beat them in how many years or whatever it is, it's really about us, and it's really about us playing our best. And if we do that, then we can beat them, no doubt about it. We can't worry about Hopkins and what they are and what they've been. If we play like we can, I'm not worried about the result.
Bryan, thanks for joining us, and good luck. It's going to be a great season, I think.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys coming out.
All right, Bryan Schnettler, the head coach, Wayzata boys basketball, just one of the many great teams in the area this season in boys hoops. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam, but first a look at our plays of the week. Flipped all the way down the ring. Oh, and it's in!
Head to the New Hope Arena on December 22nd and 23rd for the Armstrong Cooper Girls High School Hockey Holiday Classic. Find out more at 12.tv.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Celebrate students by joining the North Hennepin Area Chamber at the Star Student Awards on Wednesday, December 9th at Hennepin Technical College. Find out more at 12.tv.
Our game of the week is a wrestling rivalry match as Maple Grove visits Osseo. Watch the match live at 7 o'clock Friday on Channel 12 and 12.tv, or catch the replays Saturday at 7 p.m. and 3 times on Sunday. And that will do it for this week's Sports Jam. Thanks for watching.
The winter season is off to a great start, and we have a lot of great teams in the area. It should be a fun next few months. See you next week here on Sports Jam.